Now from the farms, we are back here and we want to talk about artificial intelligence. Maybe in many ways we can apply that even in our farms. I don't know how, but that seems to be the future. The question is, what is AI? What is this AI? To set the ground and help us understand the foundational issues and where Kenya is, of course, I'd like to bring on stage the one and only, swinging very heavy. He is a boxer and he swings very hard. Our resident tech, Kelley Boss, is here with us in studio. Kelley, good afternoon. Good to see you, man. What's AI?
Good afternoon, Noah. Good to see you too. And what is AI? AI, I'll define AI, but first of all, you started with a very burning question. Well, if you think about it, audiences, when AI came out as a popular word, it was always around us, of course, for the longest time. But as a popular word, maybe last year, when ChatGPT launched its chatbot, I think that's when it became popular, and people were asking, were slightly now learning a lot about AI, and they were asking, will AI take our jobs? And that's the first question you asked. But before I answer that, I think I'll leave that for the last bit of this presentation on the Super Bowl and answer, will AI take jobs? And how will we, adapt to that if, in case it will take jobs? But for starters, as you asked there, Noah, I'd like to demystify AI, maybe do a definition of AI and some of its simplest applications in the current world. And for, AI is, of course, it's in full artificial intelligence. And in the most simplest way, AI is, training machines to be like humans, or training machines to mimic human skills, or trying to do what humans do. And so in the simplest way also, you can step back and think about it in technology. For example, say a few years ago, maybe more than 10 right now, I'm getting old now, when social media came, social media was this thing where, parents said, hey, where uko Facebook? Like it used to be that place where you go and engage. But now social media grew into a tool where every organization, businesses, and many other people, even personalities, took that as a tool in technology and used it primarily in marketing and many other things, but primarily in marketing. And so AI is the same thing. AI comes in technology, and then at first, maybe people can use it in one or two things, but right now, it's become something that can be trained and create so many solutions. And so it's become a tool that people need to learn and know how to manipulate and use it in better terms. And so I'll start by, looking at where we are in Kenya in terms of artificial intelligence. And we are the 5th most AI-ready country. And this speaks on the government's readiness. So if they say we are 5th most ready, it's not because of how many techies we have. Of course, we have many techies, but mostly it's because of the government, the different government sectors and how ready they are. And if you can look at the government stance right now, digital first and the digital first economy. So that makes us AI ready. And of course, if you look at things, if you want to apply for your passport, if you want to pay for all these things, if they're available online, then many other things can be, can be trained with some AI, with AI, and then perform things that humans wouldn't necessarily do. And of course, I'll answer, will it take jobs last? So don't be worried about it. It's a good answer for you either way. But Kenya is only behind Tunisia, Morocco, SA, and Egypt in terms of being AI ready. And of course, we take a look at how we can utilize AI and the application of AI in different places. And then NLP, the first place is NLP. I started with natural language processing because this is the thing that came out and made people, get more familiar with AI. Even though we used to see it when you put your cursor on the search bar, and then you say N, and it says Noah. When there is rain and you need Noah's Ark, it says N, or you put S and it says Standard Group, put K and says KTN News. That was AI in its simplest way. But right now, and NLP is just natural language processing, where AI takes what humans input in it and try and process it for you. The other side of NLP is NLG, where it's natural language generation, where you can see rappers diss each other without actually dissing each other. So you just train an AI to put out, to speak like a human. And then in agriculture, of course, AI helps in precision agriculture. In the sense it looks at, it can, tell you something about when will it rain, if you need to do irrigation, or if this crop is, this is so sophisticated, where AI can tell what the crop is lacking. For example, if it's lacking phosphorus, the type of, fertilizer to put. I was about to say manure, because fertilizer is expensive. And of course, in healthcare, AI really helps, especially in research. AI can process a lot of data, and this helps in prediction, especially when there is catastrophe, things like COVID. AI can look at patterns and say, maybe this might come, and then the warnings are out. And then, of course, in finance, a lot of things, prediction, and all of those things. We can move to the next one. And of course, in education is bittersweet, as we move to the next slide of application quickly. In education is bittersweet because students are learning faster than probably professors or schools. So students are using ChatGPT to do exams. But in the simplest way, of course, AI also can, tailor what you want to be taught online, especially when you are learning online. It can see your, once you input what you want to learn, it can maybe predict what it should train you on. So AI is good with education. But of course, professors and schools must learn faster than students for them not to manipulate it. Of course, in businesses, AI is so important. I'm glad we have Ellen Kamau in the room, because she talked about how AI can be used in business the last time I sat down with her, and I'm glad she's around, and I'll put that to Noah to ask directly that question on how businesses can, manipulate AI and use it. Of course, it goes along with, training some of your platforms to answer questions that humans would have answered. But again, I'll answer, will it replace humans in my own tech? And then, of course, security. As a virtual assistant, we all use Siri. No, we all don't use Siri. I use Siri, some of you use Siri, some of you Axela. And then, of course, gaming. It will tailor how good you are, not how good you are. It will tailor your experience in gaming, in the sense, maybe, a gaming experience, gaming experience is always automated according to how the game was created. But with AI, it trains how Kelley would like to use this particular path and all of those things. But different games apply AI in different ways. And of course, robotics. A robot is technically an AI-trained model. But of course, some don't use, but most of them that use, it will train that robot to maybe predict some of the next. You can train a robot well enough to make it make a decision that it wouldn't make just because you have repeatedly told it something. So it might make a decision later on. And of course, as we move to this slide quickly on AI regulations, we don't really have this regulation, but last week I was sent a draft for public participation on the regulations of AI, how we can use it, the ethical use of it. And ethical, I mean people who have already trained AI, like our guest today. How can they, what is the limit? And of course, the limit is very congruent to whoever is on the other side, which is the customer. And so the customer is you. So how can they train? What is the limits? Are they allowed to train this AI in a way that it can, go beyond human rights? That's for regulation, and that's why it's so important. And then where to start, of course, quickly in this one is, of course, go to school. If you cannot go to school, I myself have done a couple of courses online on AI, and so you just Google AI courses and see where you can start. It's so important because, as I said earlier, AI is a new tool in technology. If you want to do innovation, AI is one of those gaps that would create, innovation opportunities for you to come up with something that could create a solution, especially locally. Like, look around and see what AI is doing outside there, but localize it, look around, see a problem. For example, look at agriculture and see that maybe people lose a lot of things on post-production and say maybe it's because of pests. Look for a tool that can predict pests and diseases and all of those things. Of course, when you go to school, computer science, data science, and AI generally is what you are going to learn if you go to school. And then finally, the question that Noah asked, will AI versus jobs, in the final slide, AI versus jobs, I hope that is it. Yes, AI versus jobs. So I'm thinking, will AI replace jobs? This question will be answered in different ways, and I'd like Noah to pose this question also to Ellen and pick her brain on this. For me, I think AI has come a long way. Think about this, for example, ChatGPT or Google's Gemini, which started as Bard, or I don't know, Gemini. Think about them as new entities that when they started off, you say this particular tool, maybe you train a tool that will, like for example, our guest tool is a tool that helps women who are pregnant, I hope I'm right. So perhaps maybe she takes doctors off the bag or something, but no, if this particular tool accelerates to be a big company, I think it creates a lot of jobs. Then, as I said earlier, new technology, new skills, learn new skills in AI and be part of those people who will either be training AI or come up with a company and create jobs. So I don't think jobs will be lost here. It's just that AI is a new tool to use. Thank you so much, Noah.
All right. Thank you very much, Kelley Boss. Very, very detailed. We've laid a strong foundation. We want to take a break. When we come back, we are having a discussion with Dr. Ellen Kamau, Director of Vista Prime Solutions. And she's one on the ground doing something in this regard when we talk about AI. She'll give us her experience and how we navigate this land we call the land of I. Sounds almost biblical. We take a break. We come back with more. Stay tuned.